Hey everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me testing makeup that I'm not sure I want to keep. I'm not sure I'm going to title this either like get ready with me decluttering my makeup collection, makeup that I might declutter, maybes, last chance makeup tutorial. I'm not sure, but basically I'm testing a lot of products that in my decluttering and makeup collection series, I'm just not sure if I want to keep them, or some of them I haven't even tried yet. Some of them I haven't tried in a while. My skin went through like a big change from like dry to oily. So some products that used to work for me don't necessarily anymore. I just want to give them a last shot. So basically all the products that I'm showing you today, I'm gonna try and say yes or no. Maybe a couple might be a maybe. In other words, something that I might need to try again a few times before deciding. But basically it's to help me decide, because I have a ridiculous amount of makeup in my makeup collection, and sometimes you just get in a rut of using the same product over and over again and you don't try new ones, which is really bad when you're trying to test out a lot of different things. So basically I have a bunch of makeup products in my bag right here that I just want to test out. So we're going to be doing this today. I feel like this is going to be either a really nice makeup tutorial or it's going to be a complete mess. Probably a complete mess, because if one thing doesn't work and you're trying to like add something on top, might not go so well, but we'll try. First step for primer, I'm going to be using the YSL Top Secrets Instant Moisture Glow Primer. I haven't tried it yet, so it's going to be a first. It is going to be jelly, almost like a bit peachy primer. It does have fragrance into it. Ooh. I don't have a good sense of smell, so if I'm smelling it, it probably smells pretty strong. The consistency is really nice. It really absorbs quickly. It's almost like a gel, so if you have oily skin, it doesn't seem to be overly greasy at all. Okay. For my skin product, Wet n Wild came out with this range a few months ago, and I'm super late to train. I haven't been trying them, so I wanted to do that today. This is the Wet n Wild Focus. Wow. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. The shade that I have was supposed to be my summer shade, so it's gonna be dark for me right now. But again, wearing a sweater at that time of the year, you can just blend that down the neck and you just pretend everything matches. So the color I'm using is Buff Bisque. And this is what it looks like. I feel like a lot of people were saying how this one is like full coverage and everything, so I'm curious to see. It doesn't seem full coverage actually. Yeah, it's a bit dark, but it's not that bad. But we'll see how it looks like on my face. I'm going to apply it with the Beauty Blender because it's just how I like to apply foundation in general. It does tend to make them a little thinner, but in a good way in my opinion. I'm going to need more than that on my cheeks. I've been having a lot of fun doing my decluttering series, but I've realized that there's so many products that just I haven't tried. And I've been trying the last year to like try a lot of those products that I just kept not using, like my eyeliners. I've been trying really hard to not always use the same 2 or 3. And I've discovered some new favorites, but at the same time it's kind of hard because sometimes in the morning you know you're gonna have a long day and you just don't want to take the chance of having your makeup looking like crap. But then between working and then doing videos, I feel like I don't have enough days where I can just test things. So I thought, you know what? Doing a full day, a full face of just products I'm trying out might be a good way to do it. Maybe not ultimately, because if the foundation doesn't work, I'm kind of screwed. But I think the foundation should be okay. I've been like neglecting my skincare a little bit in the last couple of days. And I have like dry patches on my nose, which the foundation does accentuate, but most foundation will. Other than that, it looks great everywhere where I don't have dry patches. So if you have really dry skin, it might not be the right foundation for you, but I do like the finish. I feel like on the screen it's looking really nice, like matte, medium coverage, but a little bit of a glow. Obviously the ring light will help with that, but it's a nice matte foundation. I think I'm gonna do the whole range actually. Might as well, since they're supposed to be good together. So the concealer is also the Photo Focus concealer. The shade that I have is Ivory, Light Ivory. Which hopefully, yes. For a second I'm like, I hope it's not super light compared to the foundation. It seems to be okay. This one I have tried in the past, not as much as I would like, so we're doing that today so I can decide. I know a lot of people were comparing it to the Tarte concealer, and I don't think it's as much coverage, which you'll see in a second. But I feel like it's not bad. Like, you can build it up. It's definitely similar. If you're on a budget though, obviously get this one because it's a pretty good one. I just want to try it one more time. But I think it's in the whole range of photo focus. It's the one thing that I was already thinking about keeping. Just that I have so many concealers, but I mean, a really cheap one is always welcome in my collection. Yeah, I like that concealer. Like, from up close, you can't even see. I'm going to zoom you in as soon as I finish my face, but it doesn't even seem to emphasize any fine lines. And like I was saying, I've been neglecting my skincare, and my under eyes are looking great with it. So a really good one from drugstore. So that's for sure staying. And then last but not least, we're going to be applying a powder. This one is Natural Buff. And this one is one of them that I was thinking, oh, maybe I can like not keep it because powder I don't need. But every time I swatch it, I'm like, oh, it's actually really pretty. It's like super soft. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the MAC Studio. No, not the Studio Fix, the Mineralized Skin Finish, but a bit better. I think this one is a really good powder. Every time I'm like, no, I don't need another one. But then I swatch it and I'm like, maybe I do. Yeah, the powder is good. Between the three, the one thing I'm not sure about is the foundation. The powder seems really, really nice. Concealer, I remember now, I do like it. So far, these two are yes for sure. This is where it gets a little harder. One, I mentioned that I was getting rid of the Hourglass bronzers. Everyone was losing it. And I understand because they are absolutely beautiful bronzers. The whole products in general are beautiful, but bronzers, it's rare that I like the ones with glitter. Sometimes with a sheen during the summer, I like them, but the Hourglass one really tend to have glitter. And everyone keeps saying that once you apply them on their face, they don't see it. But I kind of disagree. Like NARS Laguna does that, but this I feel like has some. I decided to give it one more chance, so we're going to be applying it. The color I got is Luminous Bronze Light. Like, even when I just tap it on my hand, I can see. I don't know. Okay, let's start on my face. I feel like the foundation really didn't look nice on my skin, actually. I was hoping this would be enough for my skin to be a little bit more moisturized, but I'm not loving the foundation. Okay, let's apply a bronzer. It might look super patchy because of the skin though. Whoa! See what I mean? It's kind of hard to apply any cheap product if your skin product are not going well, and that is ridiculous amount of bronzer, so oops. Wow, it went patchy on top like crazy. Let's try. Like, this is literally in like fail videos. Like, I'm gonna accuse the foundation for this or my skincare, but whoa. Let's try to like blend this to a more respectable amount of bronzer, because their bronzers are usually light. I just will not be able to blend that out properly. Okay, I don't know. I wasn't sure about the bronzer and I don't really want to judge it out of this, but at the same time it's kind of hard not to. But there is glitter. I'm sorry, like shimmer, whatever. But when I want something with shimmer, I tend to grab like the Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. I just don't think that this one is for me. Yeah, my skin is really dehydrated. Okay. So I know it's not the fault of just the bronzer, but I'm not keeping it because there's still shimmer on it, and no. Speaking of Hourglass, one of the colors I was thinking about getting rid of was this one. This is the Incandescent Electra. It's kind of bright, but it's a nice shade. Let me try to apply a little bit on my cheeks. Oh, but this one is definitely a bright one. But my cheeks are gonna look crazy anyway, so I might as well apply some blush. Yeah, this one is not a bad product. It's just that I don't need to have all of those colors. Between the other shades that I have, there's a lighter peach that works better for me. I can see this one working really well for someone a little bit more tan than me. But it's a pretty blush. I have nothing against the blush. Okay, and last but not least, after thinking more about it, I decided to include this in the maybe slash probably getting rid of it. And it's the last Too Faced highlighter that I decided to keep because between the 3 shades, this one was the one I kept. It was Blinded Highlight. And again, it's a really pretty product. The packaging is pretty, everything is pretty. But again, it's really nice when you look at it like that. But it's a pretty intense, shimmery, kind of white highlighter. And again, glitter has just not been my friend lately. I used to not mind it, but lately I'm more like, try to apply some. It looks pretty on camera though. Like, you can't go wrong with this. Like, look how intense and pretty that is. But in real life, which I mean most of my life is in real life, not on YouTube, and it can just be a bit much. Like, I can make it super intense. But I just think that someone else would wear it more often than me, so I don't think I'm gonna keep it. Now, eyebrows. I love a good eyebrow, and I haven't tried the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Brow Palette, which again, I'm super late to the game because I've been using nonstop my Anastasia Brow Wiz or the Benefit one or the NYX one, and I've just been neglecting especially powder ones, which this one is, and as you can see, I haven't even touched it, so I need to decide, do I keep this or not? And I used to only use powder, like back in the day when I started my YouTube channel, I was using a similar palette to this, like that had the little brow wax like this from NYX. Brow Cake? Something like that. I used to only use this. So I should like this in theory. I was about to use the brush, but it's way too thick and super, super hard. So I'm just gonna grab one of my own. I feel like brow powder works if you already have good brows and you just want to fill them in a little bit. Like, it won't help with the shape much, which is usually what I need the most. Like, my brows are not super sparse, like a little bit more on this side, but I just need help with the shape in general, and I don't feel like powder really does that. I mean, it seems to be working really well. This brow is not my problematic brow, so it shouldn't be that hard to make it look decent, and it does. The product seems to be working well. I think it's going to be here that I'm going to be struggling with the bad brow, because this is the one that I need the most help with the shape, and powder just never cuts it for me. Let's see if I can make it work. I hope you can't hear the rain. It's raining like crazy outside right now. Using the kit reminded me why I used to love powder. I feel like it definitely looks natural, like especially on this brow, it's looking well, except for a little bit of tail. But at the same time, like I was mentioning, I just need more help with the shape, and I feel like I can't get this brow especially to look the way I want it to look. So if I were to use powder, I think I would just need to keep like one shade. For example, in this one, I mostly use the last one, the darkest one, and a little bit of the lightest one in the front of the brow. But I think I would only need to keep one eyeshadow, which I probably have an eyeshadow in my collection that works. So I don't think I'm going to keep this. It's really not a bad product. I'll do the brush. I don't know what they were thinking with the brush side. Like, it's literally like 3-4 times bigger than the one that I own. Not a bad product. It seems to be actually a really good product. It just doesn't really work for my this brow shape. This one is not bad, I wouldn't mind. Maybe I would touch up the ending a little bit, but to put my brows in place, I'm going to be testing the Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Styling Gel, which I've used in the past, but I just wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it or not, so I guess we're deciding this today. Yeah, I kind of have an issue with the, I don't know, the formula is kind of liquidy, which is hard to like not over apply some, so I have to like try and remove some from the brush a little bit. I don't think it's my favorite brow gel. It's not bad. It adds quite a bit of color, but I feel like the brush is a bit too thick and it tends to like touch my skin and apply a bunch of product there compared to the hair. And it's just not, like you can see it a little bit, like you can see a little particle there. I'm gonna zoom in. But yeah, it's not a bad product. I don't think it's my favorite one from all the ones that are now available. So zooming you in for a second, I regret not showing you earlier because it looked amazing under my eyes, but now the dehydration, because I didn't use my eye cream, big mistake. I feel like it's not looking as good as it used to, which it usually looks better than that. The foundation is just like, you can see it a little bit on my nose. I have actually a dry patch right there, you can see it. It's not looking horrible, but it's not the best look. That's kind of why I'm unsure about it. On my cheek, I did end up blending it somewhat reasonably, but it's still pretty intense. But you might be able to see the glitter, probably not because of the highlighter. The highlighter does look nice, but I just don't need something this bright. But the brow, you can tell, like right here, I touched the skin a little. It's a bit darker than it should be. For my eyes, I wanted to try again this Stila palette. This is the Perfect Me, Perfect Hue palette. This one is the medium tan. And I bought this one in the fair one, and I like some colors in there, but I don't necessarily like the palette to use on its own. So this is what it looks like. It's really gorgeous, but I feel like I don't use it often because I don't use it together. Like obviously it's for medium to tan skin, which I don't have, so it probably helps. Doesn't help, I mean. So I'm gonna be using it with a few singles that I also want to test. So we're gonna see. It's either gonna be pretty or a mess. We're gonna apply a little bit of this L'Oreal single. The color is Little Beige Dress, which seems like it's going to be something that is right up my alley, but I just don't use it often. I don't remember why. It's kind of very creamy, actually. Okay, let's try it again. Just need to mention the bronzer on my forehead, I can really see all the glitters, so it's definitely a no for me. I know it works beautifully on so many people, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm a little confused with those L'Oreal eyeshadows. Like it's like creamy but powdery. But I like that it's not overly pigmented, because sometimes like even like light eyeshadows end up looking pretty dark on me. But this one seems to be pretty good. Not sure how well it's gonna show on camera, because sometimes something that is super light just doesn't show up on my camera. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I don't feel like it's different than other colors that I have in palettes. Possibly a no so far. I'm gonna try with this Milani. This is the Bella Cappuccino Satin Matte eyeshadow. I don't know how much darker it is. Oh, it doesn't seem too dark, so that should be... Just trying to apply something, because I feel like this one is like missing a mid-tone brown. Obviously, again, it's for tan skin, so... Let's try it with this one. So my camera cut, I'm not sure where, but the Milani one is a yes. The L'Oreal one I think is going to be a no. So basically I wanted to use this palette mostly to test out this color one last time, because if I were to get rid of this palette, it's probably the one that I would miss the most, because the Eggplant is really nice, but I feel like I have something a bit similar in the Makeup Forever range, I think. So this is the one that's making me reconsider. I probably have something else similar, but it's so pretty. Just wanted to use it. Gonna try to use a little bit of the brown, but I'm gonna mix it with the lighter shades so it hopefully isn't too dark on me. But I like that. See, actually, is it me or those two colors very similar? Like one has a little bit of shine, one is a bit more matte, but like they're really similar. That brown is looking so much more purple on my skin than in the pan. It's not a bad look, it's just I didn't expect this. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I don't think I can use it on its own per se. Like I think the look came out pretty, but I don't think I can use this alone on its on its own and it looking really good. I feel like the orangey, as much as I like it, I don't feel like it's as unique as I thought it was going to be. I like that the brown is actually a little bit more purple than I thought it would be, but it's not, again, that different. And those two colors are just way too similar, and they don't show up that well even on my skin tone, so I can only imagine. Like, it's barely, which those colors can be useful, but like 2-in-1 palette is a bit much, and the bronzers are, again, nice, but not something I would keep a palette for. Like that mauve-ish color would be gorgeous on so many people, but I have so many blushes. So I think this is gonna be a no. Plus the brown, I feel like it's one of those colors that are hard to blend. I feel like sometimes some dark shades just don't blend easily. And I feel like this is one of them. I have to like blend like crazy for it to look okay. So a bit much work. Okay, so eyeliner. I said I was trying out a lot of eyeliners, but one that I haven't tried yet is this Sephora Fine Line eyeliner 24-hour felt liner, waterproof. And I like how pointy it is. But let's see if I can apply this and it looking nice and lasting throughout the day. So first impression on the eyeliner, it's not as dark as I would like it to be. Let me swatch on my hand. Like, it's a black eyeliner, but I don't feel like it's like as dark as other ones. It seemed to be a matte one, which is nice. I feel like very often eyeliners have a shine to them, which I don't think it's a deal breaker, but it's not my favorite thing. But as tiny as the applicator is, you might be able to tell it's starting to already... It's a felt tip and there's already some fuzz, but it just doesn't glide nicely. Like when I want to do the sharp little pointy edge, I feel like sometimes it just gets stuck and it just ends up being like a square finish almost. So I don't think I'm gonna keep this compared to the other ones. Like, it's not a bad eyeliner, you can work with it, but between that and all the other ones that I have, I think I would go with the other ones that I have over this one. So I'm gonna see if it actually end up lasting all day. But mascara, I don't have a lot of mascaras that I'm just like unsure about. I either keep them or don't keep them, and I include them in like group reviews. But this one I haven't tried yet, and it's the newest Maybelline one. This is the Last Sensational Curvitude mascara. So I haven't tried it yet. Usually I prefer testing those with nothing on my eyes so you can see my lashes properly, but I'll take a picture under the day. But look at that weird wand. Brands have been having way too much fun with their wands lately, and it's one of those that kind of bends, which I usually am not super lucky with those, so we'll see. I might be actually pleasantly surprised. But usually Maybelline has really good mascaras, so we'll see how it goes. Like, I like the brush, but I feel like I can't press enough on my lashes because of the bending thing. That's why I usually don't like the bending brushes. You just can't push your lashes enough. You can't get that curve. Because if I push harder, it's gonna end up touching my lid and just ruining my eyeshadow. So it seemed to be giving me a lot of volume. I like it, and it's surprisingly separating, but it's not curving my lashes because of the bending. It actually worked well on my lower lashes though, but I don't hate it. It just, I resent the brush basically for not letting me use the formula and the brush per se at like their maximum capacity. I feel like I would like it if it wasn't bending. So as you can see, it's not bad. It's just, I wish I could just push down a little bit more, which would work if it wasn't bending. So bending mascaras are just not for me. So this is what the mascara looks like. It's not bad, it's missing that little oomph, you know? Lipstick, when I do my decluttering, it's gonna be a huge mess, you already warned, because it's either gonna be like removing a bunch of like lipstick range that I've swatched already and I might like it or not like it and just keep my favorites or get rid of all of them and everything. And one range that I've been looking at decluttering because I've had for a while, slash some of those colors I just don't use enough of, has been those Revlon lipstick stick that used to be so huge, especially the Revlon color burst, but I mean the lacquer bombs, because these were the shiny ones and these all look the exact same on my lips, pretty much. My lips are pigmented, but they're not like that pigmented. I do like the matte ones. Those are the color burst matte bombs, but I don't think I'm gonna keep all the shades. But I think I was trying to see what I could use with that eye look that I'm thinking about getting rid of, and it's probably gonna be it. But I think I want to try this one too, because these are like really great lipsticks, but I don't feel like I use them enough. They still smell like mint. It's not a bad color, it's just I don't think it's my best color. And this one, oh, this one was the color Complex. I'm going to use a shiny one on top just to test it. It's actually not bad, I just don't use these ones. So the lacquers are probably going to be going. And this is the color Ingénue. I'm going to admit it, the makeup look from afar looks much better than expected it to look. Like, a lot better. From up close, my skin is not looking great, and I'll take the blame for that because it's all my fault. Change of weather, not applying my skincare is making my skin super dehydrated, but it turned out pretty good actually. I'm not hating this, but I feel like a lot of these products I'm not keeping. So it's kind of weird for me to not keep the products, but at the same time, I feel like I could recreate this look pretty easily with other things in my collection. So the only thing I'm not 100% sure I feel like I'm going to need to test again is the foundation. I'm going to try this on a better skin day, but the rest I'm pretty sure in my decisions. What do you think? Do you have these products? Are you planning on keeping them? Do you think I should keep the ones I'm keeping, not keeping the ones I'm not keeping? You know what I mean? So this is my final look for my Get Ready With Me decluttering my makeup collection. Makeup decluttered. Last chance. Maybes. Let me in the comments what I should name this series, if you want it to be a series, because I was thinking it's just such a nice way to be able to test like a bunch of new product. I never know, like first impression, especially although some of them are not first impressions, it's always hard. You never know how the makeup look is going to end up looking. It's either going to be a complete fail, which I feel like this one kind of is from up close. From afar, I can totally get away with this. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be linking on the screen the videos that I've done. I highly recommend you check those out. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.